Round 3, got the choice. We'll play first. 1 lander, so we're going to mull that. This is fine. Keep it. All right. Fine with this trade. Might actually be better to attempt to swing for 4 next turn. But yeah, I guess I'm playing Stalwart even. Yeah, he doesn't want to. All right, so he's more apt to want to make the trade, and I will oblige him. Maybe he's even got a combat trick and we get a 2-for-1. That'd be cool. And he doesn't actually want to block, so all right. Bust out the Avon and pass. We're rapidly running out of cards in hand, but can play most the spells in our deck at this point. There are, of course, some exceptions. All right, we'll take our 4 damage. Still in a pretty decent spot. Ooh, that was actually a good draw. Clash of Wills has been playing as good as I hoped it would so far. I think he trades here, pretty likely. All right, so we get some damage in, we get Renowned, we have removal, we have counter. We're in pretty decent shape now. I only clash something that I can't deal with. I don't really want to clash that. I don't think I'm going to Celestial Flare this Archer either. We're just going to take some damage. I still feel like we're in a decent racing position. Alright. Guess we want to clash that. Alright. The Flood, once again. Apparently the bane of my deck. Yeah, now the problem is Celestial Flare is going to be worse. Although, well, still probably works okay. I'm not going to use it yet. Just doesn't feel necessary. Having the exact opposite problem as my opponent, which is not good. Alright, I mean, I don't know what to do. I've drawn a bunch of lands, so I can't do much of anything. There we go. Just what the doctor ordered. Brings me right back in the game. Problem is we have to worry about Titanic growth, but I guess not too much, because even Titanic growth on here can't kill the Avon. If he attacks with both, we're blocking both. I don't want to die to Titanic Growth, yeah. I presume Titanic Growth, so we're going to block in a way that doesn't give me lethal on backswing, but I think is still the correct play. I think Titanic Growth is the card I'm going to play around. Jeez. Or Might of the Masses. Well, it actually still worked fine. So pretty dedicated elf deck here. Yeah, unfortunately now we die to Titanic Growth. Anything there I think would have made a world of difference. Well, I guess this is okay. Well, a little less okay now, but I guess he has to have land Titanic Growth to win now. All right. It was a close battle. I don't know why we're... Well, I do. We're mulliganing. I need to stop mulliganing, basically. Our deck's too mediocre to be able to win with mulligans. That's I think, the major issue with our deck. We're just swimming in mediocrity, and I really cannot afford to have any sort of mulligan. I think I should have just built it green. I think that was my main mistake. Like, our blue spells have been okay. I think I wanted the Void Mages too bad. Thunderclap Wyvern's okay. Our deck's just way too mediocre. That round 2 really was like a kind of glaring... Showing the glaring hole in our deck was that, Orbs of Warding, it's actually interesting against my opponent. I don't think it's worth it. No. I mean, it's presumably it's okay, but I don't think it's good enough. I think we keep it the same and try again. Do you actually think the bonded constructs have been okay for us? This hand's going to have to be good enough. Granted, Mage Ring Responder is a bit expensive. Yeah, I don't like that. That's a problem. And I can do nothing. I think I probably play Wingmare next turn. If I play Aven, he still gets to get in with both. Although, then I only take 2. Maybe it is better to play the Aven, actually. And then into Wyvern for like a surprise block thing. Yeah, then I guess I can stop the Visionary, maybe. attacks with everything. We block Visionary, and then we get to flash in. That sucks. All right. It's unfortunate. So I think now we get to just leave up Thunderclap Wyvern and get a surprise block. Which isn't even that busted, unfortunately. Should be a hell of a comeback. Yeah, it's absolutely not what I wanted to see in any way, shape, or form. But you had it, so there you go. Our opponent's deck is pretty sick. It's just extremely low curve. Guess no attacks is good news. Let's go Valor. We're needing this. Alright. Now I get to swing at least. Alright. I mean, this is manageable. Our opponent's deck is very elf-laden. I gotta give him that. It's an impressive amount of elves. Swift Reckoning. Not quite what I'm looking for at the moment. Guess we... I don't think we swing both. I'm not sure that makes sense. He can just block with 2 archers. I'm tempted to do Wingmare. It turns off... I don't know what it turns off. I probably just need to do more damage. We're in a pretty desperate race here. Alright, so we just die. I would have died anyway. Alright, huge bummer, but opponent just had the nut, so it's pretty tough. Let's see if we can't actually do something in game 3 here. Ascetic's not very good. I guess we don't have any other plays. Disperse seems pretty terrible against a low curve deck with a bunch of Elvish Visionaries. I think I kind of want to cut Disperse since he's got all the Into the Battlefield stuff, and I think we are actually going to bring in Orbs of Warding. He's convinced me that it's probably good enough, even though it's expensive as hell. He can't target us with stuff, but I don't even know. He probably... I didn't even read those cards. They're probably not even targeted. They're just an opponent, the opponent. Maybe they're targeted, though, and I can get lucky. We'll see. They might be, actually. Alright, everything else seems like I'm going to have to be okay with it. I really wish I had some early spells in this hand. I think we're just going to get steamrolled with this, but if I mulligan and... I think I'm going to keep. I don't like it. If I draw anything besides lands, it's good. If I just draw lands, I probably lose. I think that's going to be how it goes down. Yep. All right. Well. Yep. Not what I wanted to see. At least he didn't have a 2-drop. All right. Really not what I wanted to see. I'm not feeling good about this game anymore. Lost just a ton of morale with those top 2 draws. Those were the, I think, the real deciding factors here were those draws, and they did not deliver as they needed to. Just not the draw I'm looking for this time around. Would have been perfect draw last turn, awful draw now. This thing gives death touch to attacking elves, so I can't even comfortably block. All right, it's pretty awful. I'm glad he didn't attack there. Well, I guess that helps. But now he just has to play around Clash of Wills. So, need to draw some spells. I wouldn't even, at this point, it would be nice to actually draw our Mage Ring Responder instead of having it in our hand all the times we can't cast it. All right, not worth a counter. Getting blown out by Night Snare is pretty disappointing since I don't think this card's good. Let that resolve. Shrouding Mist. I just want to get elves off the table. Yeah, I'm going to counter it. All right, we need to draw hot now. There we go. First of many good draws, ideally. We're in a big, dire race now. And we're basically in top deck mode, so not feeling great. I still think the first 2 draws of the game are basically why we're doing so poorly now. Yeah, it's a problem. All right, that's a good draw. So we'll swing with our Tactician. It's actually the first time we've seen this card. We can just continue to rip spells for the rest of the game. I think we'll actually do good. I played that in case he has some way to make me discard, because if I don't have that land and I draw my 7-drop, that would not be good. It does indicate to him that I don't have anything. Could have been one of those instances where I tapped in a way We could tempo him nicely here if I could just draw a bounce spell. One of my bounce creatures would be ideal. Yeah, I really didn't want to see that. Not at all. All right. Bad draw, but I guess that's the way a cookie crumbles on that one. I think that was like nail in the coffin. We needed to draw spells for the rest of the game. I think we're actually just done at this point. I think that is essentially game. This is just going to beat us, and I can't do anything about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He has lethal on backswing. All right, our deck was just way too mediocre in retrospect. So, lesson learned. Build better decks. It's a good lesson to have. Shouldn't have stuck to blue. Should have gone into green. Had some poor matchups, had some poor draws, had too many mulligans. Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, pretty unhappy with the overall draft performance here, but there's going to be some bad drafts. There's going to be some good ones. So, like I said, lessons learned. Yep. That sucks really bad. Lessons learned. Yeah, we weren't gonna. There was no possible way to draw back into that game. Okay, so did not like our blue-white flyers list. Thought it performed pretty poorly. Bad matchups, bad mulligans, mediocre deck. Lesson learned. We'll build better next time. Majoring Responder was good. Clash of Wills was great. Never saw Jesse and Thief. Knightly Valor played well when we got to play it. Vryn Wingmare pretty much didn't do anything. Thunderclap Wyvern played well. That's about it. All right, we'll see you for the next one.